Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. The first thing I want to mention before we get into the great video that I have planned out today is when I show the silver and stuff that I show you guys, I had recently gotten a comment that I should go show off somewhere else. You know, my intention in showing you guys what I'm picking up and stuff is not to show off. In fact, I couldn't be further from that. I really do sacrifice a lot. People that know me know that I sacrifice a ton to acquire the silver that I have. And when I show you guys what I'm picking up and stuff, it's one, to show you guys what potential good deals are out there. And two, it's to show people that what I really am invested in. I'm not somebody on YouTube that's going to come up here and talk a good game. I actually met someone one time that he knew about silver, and as soon as he got it, he was quick to sell it. He was quick to flip it for a profit. But when I asked him, about his collection, he honestly does not have any silver, really. He said, no, my goal is simply to make a profit off of it. I'm not in it for the long run. That could go back to zero for all I know. And it shocked me that someone that knew as much about silver as he did, that he wasn't invested in it. And I was like, wow, I just wouldn't expect that. I firmly believe in what I talk about on here. I spend a lot of time to the point where I've had a close friend of mine say that it's, I hate to say this, borderline sin to think about it as much as I do. However, with that being said, one, I'm not perfect. Two, it's more to me about helping people. And there's so many people out there that don't know about silver, and really they're going to get squished when what I believe is going to happen happens. It's sad to think about them. I actually had dated a lady for a little while, and she had asked me, what's going to happen, though, to all these old people that don't know about any of this? Because I've never heard of this until we started hanging out. And I said, the unfortunate truth is if you're not prepared for what's coming, you're going to get left behind. And by left behind, it's happened in other countries. You're going to be dependent on getting help from hopefully your family, hopefully people that are not in as bad of a spot as you. I don't want to have to depend on somebody else when times do come down. And I do believe that they are coming. And if people don't put away for precious metals now, it's going to be difficult for them later. And it's going to be too late, essentially. So with that being said, I wanted to say that because I kind of took the comment a little hard. I was like, man, for how much I sacrifice to make sure that I leave my kid off well when I go, and I leave something behind, I sacrifice. I mean, if I was a show off, I wouldn't be driving a beat up vehicle that with windows that don't go down and AC that don't work. Central air, I don't have central air in my house, but yet I live in South Texas. I don't buy new clothes. I don't buy really anything. In fact, people that know me personally tease me because they know that I invest in precious metals and that I talk about it, but yet I don't live the life that some people would think that someone that invests in precious metals would have. And for that, I want to point that out. I took the comment a little hard. It wasn't meant to, but I wanted to address it in the beginning of this video. And with that being said, I want to jump into today's video. Today's video, I want to talk a little bit about dry powder. It's a common theme that I hear time and time again. It's something that I generally don't practice, but it is a common theme that a lot of YouTubers have talked about and put out their theory on why you should have a certain amount of dry powder. I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on why I'm not a big fan of extra dry powder. For those of you that don't know what extra dry powder is, that's having a bunch of cash on hand. So when everything collapses and silver gets cheap and gold gets cheap, you'll have plenty of money to buy it. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please help me out by hitting that thumbs up button. We are trying to, we are trying to grow the channel. And so every thumbs up and comment and subscribe. It really helps more than you can know. I'm going to pause the video for a quick minute. I probably shouldn't have gotten too emotional. I probably shouldn't have even said what I'd said in the beginning of the video, but it kind of bugged me a little bit, so I had to pause the video and take a break. Okay, so dry powder. What are my thoughts on dry powder? Dry powder, it's great that a lot of people have it. I can tell you right now, I haven't made any purchases that were sizable purchases. I mean, yeah, I guess I picked up this, but it was so cheap. If you can pick up American Silver Eagles at the same price as a generic round, then to me, it's a no-brainer. However, with that being said, I haven't made any big purchases recently. What am I waiting for? Am I saving dry powder? I'm not intentionally saving dry powder. However, like I've mentioned in previous videos, I think that we are going to see a little bit more of a pullback. I think we're going to be in the low 28s before the month comes to an end. I would love to see 27.99 or 27 anything, even for 1 day, 1 hour, 10 minutes. I don't care. Hopefully I'll catch it. But I would love to see that happen. And the reason I'd like to see that happen, obviously, is so I can put a couple big orders in, because I don't believe it can possibly go much lower. I think, though, that there's a lot of short positions out there. Every financial quarter, these short positions have to cover. And in order to cover a short position, we've explained shorts in other videos. For those of you that don't know, I'll sum it up in like a minute. A short position means that you basically borrow 5,000 ounces of silver and you get it right now. You get to slap it on the market, sell it. By doing that, you just borrowed it at today's price, you sold it on the market, and you took the money. The thing is, you are obligated to give them back 5,000 ounces, whether the spot price is $10 an ounce or the spot price is $50 an ounce. You will pay back that 5,000 ounces. Now, to a certain point, each time a financial quarter ends, all those shorts have to come due. And all those short positions and borrowed silver that's out there now has to get bought back off the market. Well, when silver was sitting at 32, which was 11-year high, there were some people sitting there sweating how they're going to buy that silver back that they borrowed to beat it down to $22 at the end of the first financial quarter, only to have the price skyrocket right back up instantly. Now, in most cases, what they will try to do is beat the price down as low as they can in a short time, and then hurry up and buy them positions back right after they cover their short. That would basically be like selling another 5,000 ounces, 10,000 ounces. The numbers are not that low, trust me. But by them buying it, the shorts, borrowing it, and then selling it on the market, they're beating the price down only so as soon as they've covered their positions, then essentially they can start buying again. But in order to do that, they have to put even more short positions on top of the already short positions. And eventually that comes skyrocketing back up. Whenever you can press that spring, you push it down as tight as you can. As soon as you let go of it, you can expect the price is going to jump. And that's exactly what has been happening in the start of almost every financial quarter if you've really been paying attention to it. Well, at the end of this month, we end the second financial quarter of 2024. And in the beginning of the third financial quarter, you can expect to see a big run up. Now, the question is it going to run up to 32.50 again? Is it going to run up even higher? I have a belief we're going to start pushing higher. Why? Because every time they beat that price down, it ain't just them that buys up the silver. It's also bystanders like me and you and big companies, because they understand these are some cheap prices. And that's where the shortages continue to come up. And so what I'm expecting, I don't like saving dry powder. However, I am trying to time my order. I have a certain amount of money that I plan on putting in sometime between now and the 16th of next month. Now, I'm hoping to put that in just before the month winds down. So probably the 30th or the 29th, depending on where the weekend falls. I want to do that on basically a Friday. I want to be especially vigilant on the spot price towards the end of the month. I literally keep it on my TV. I'm constantly watching it, and I'm waiting, because I don't only buy for me. Like I've said previously in other videos, I have a network. I have a group of people that trust my opinion. They're friends that I am tight with. And in most cases, they own their own business, and they have told me, dude, I don't have the time like you to watch the price of precious metals. When you say it's time to buy, I'm just going to take your word for it. And so far, you haven't really been wrong. You've been pretty accurate. Yeah, you might see a pullback of $1 or something, but it's not the end of the world. And a lot of these guys have gotten in to this when silver was as low as the teens and gold was as low as 1,400. And so for that case, they figure there's almost no way they can lose. And if you're buying your collection up at them prices, in my personal opinion, there's not really much room for loss. So what we're hoping to see happen is at the end of the month, we're hoping to see a big dip. Therefore, I've got my order ready to place. These other gentlemen are all set too. And literally in some cases, I'm actually ordering and they just give me the money. Or in other cases, I'm calling them and they're hitting the buy button right then and there. As for the dry powder, a lot of people that I talk to through YouTube and a lot of big YouTubers, I know when silver price was coming down, we were at $22, and a lot of people were sitting there waiting for sub 20. And there's a lot of people right now that are sitting here waiting for 22 again. And I don't think we're going to see $22 silver again. I think we are pretty much at the bottom. And that's why we're building such a solid floor of it just flopping around right in this range to a point where it's kind of boring to watch. If you're like me and you're checking silver every day, the silver price, it's kind of boring. Why? Because there's no movement. Volatility is excitement. When you see the price plunge $1 instantly, you know the price is probably going to come back, because nothing can fall that quick, that fast, and not have a rebound. Whether it's a crypto, whether it's silver, whether it's a commodity, whether it's anything. Usually when you see these drastic drops, they're manipulated. And when you see even these drastic jumps instantly, there was some sort of manipulation behind it. It could have been a prior manipulation, but it also could be a manipulation up, kind of like you might see on a Friday afternoon. Why? Some people might say, why would they manipulate the price on a Friday afternoon? Because the majority of stackers out there are going to buy their silver up. We're the ones essentially preaching silver. And as that continues to happen, when Fridays come around and we all get paid, what do we all do? We set up these big buys. We all go and buy over the weekend. So in a lot of cases, they will try to manipulate the price a little higher on the weekend, even though they know it's going to come down the following weekend. And they purposely do that right at the end of the day on Friday, and we go into the weekend paying a little bit more for our silver. Now, in the grand scheme of things, is it going to matter? Someone had asked me that once. Is that 50 cents going to really matter? No, it's not. But I will also say, if you're picking up a big order, let's just say hypothetically 50 ounces, and there's a 50-cent difference, that's borderline you getting an extra ounce for free. I would rather have 51 ounces than 50 ounces. That 1 ounce, not going to probably be the end of the world for you, especially if you've just bought a bunch of silver. However, having more silver is going to benefit you, but it's also going to benefit your family. Because I can tell you, anybody that is I'll say loving, kind, caring person is going to look out for their family when stuff happens. It's easy to say, oh, when it happens, don't come knocking at my door, but the truth of the matter is when it's happening and you can help them, they're probably not going to be eating filet mignon with you, but you're going to make sure that they're fed. I know I've even said it, don't come knocking at my door when it happens, but you would. It gets upsetting when people close to us mock us that we do this, because stacking silver, it essentially does come with its tinfoil hat theory. A lot of people think we're tinfoil hat people because we're stacking silver. But the truth of the matter is we're not tinfoil hat people. We're just people that prepare for everything. You know, I could make the same argument about them. Why? You buy hurricane insurance? Oh, yeah, you have to. What if a hurricane hits? Okay, yeah, what if it hits? What if it doesn't hit? I'm guilty of not buying hurricane insurance. Don't laugh at me if a hurricane hits right in my area and be like, you should have been buying. Because I can tell you I've had a lot of years where I haven't bought it. And at $4,500 a year for 6 months of risk, for the most part, I tend to chance it. And then even if a hurricane hits, I can tell you I was here for Hurricane, was it Katrina? Hurricane Harvey? No, Hurricane Harvey. And, you know, I had a little bit of damage, but not enough that I couldn't afford. I mean, darn, the $4,500 that I would have spent on the insurance policy more than covered the damages that I had. And some of the stuff I didn't even bother replacing, like my fence. I didn't even put my fence back up. It came with the property. It was there, and that's it. I still had a secondary chain link hurricane fence, I guess they call them. But my wooden privacy fence got taken out, and that's it. You know, so with that, and then a lot of times insurance companies don't even want to pay. They want to beat you up on what they want to fix, and they want to, you know, patch your roof instead of just giving you a new roof that's 100%. So, you know, with that being said, you know, we're not tinfoil hat people. We stack silver because we understand the risk. And here's my opinion. If you buy insurance for medical, you buy insurance for cars, you buy insurance for health, you buy life insurance. Some people even buy these new policies on their homeowners policies where if your AC goes out or your stove goes out or a hot water heater, you're covered. You know, people buy all these insurance policies. Darn, I got asked one day if I wanted insurance on a $20 blender. I was like, are you kidding me? They said, some people buy it. It's only $5. You don't want to add it in just in case? No, I don't. It's a blender. It was $20. The chances are I'm going to get probably 4, maybe even 5 years out of it using it. And when it breaks, I'll just get a new one. Because what do you pay? I mean, most of the time, these insurance policies, you're going to pay and they're only going to cover you for like 3 months. You basically buy the blender, pay for a new blender through buying insurance each month. I can tell you, like I said, it's been about 8 years that I haven't bought homeowners windstorm insurance. And knock on wood, because I don't want to jinx myself, but 8 times $4,500 is definitely a lot. And in some cases, it's even higher than that. So that's why I'm kind of back burner on that. But back to stacking. I get off track a little sometimes. I'm sorry. Back to stacking, you know, saving or timing your purchases, there's nothing wrong with that. I understand for people that don't have the ability to time their purchases, dollar cost averaging works great. I've done videos on dollar cost averaging. You really can't go wrong if you're averaging all your purchases, same time, every month, every week, whatever the case may be. However, now big money is catching on to that. And when they see all these purchases going in at a certain time of the month, they tend to push the price up a little higher during that time. So you pay a little bit more and then they let it come right back down right after. You know, so that's kind of what people do even with cryptos. You see the cryptos take these jumps and then falls and then jumps and then falls. There's so much manipulation out there that nothing is real anymore. I'm not convinced the job numbers are real. I'm not convinced that the CPI is real, the inflation, any of that. Nothing. It's all manipulated. And the only thing that's not manipulated is how many ounces you have. That is a real number. You physically hold those ounces and you can't really go wrong. If you physically hold them, it doesn't matter. When you have 400 paper ounces to every 1 physical ounce of silver, that means 399 people are going to get left without silver when everything comes crashing down. And it is going to come crashing down. And the more people that are prepared, the more people that we can help out and share this message with, the better. And I'm not saying, you know, you have to go out and share my video. I mean, but talk to these people little by little. I've actually held a coin like this in my hand, and I'm sitting there doing this with it, and someone sees, and at first they're wondering, is it a nervous twitch, or, hey, what is that anyway? And then oh, it's a Mercury dime. They're pretty, oh, wow, that's cool.